So to give you some context on really how quickly these display technologies have evolved over the past 5 to 10 years or so, it helps to take a look back on the evolution of displays over the past 100 years. Pretty much the entire 20th century was dominated by cathode ray tube or CRT displays. These are those big boxy displays that many of us grew up with. And really over that time period, beyond just adding color and some higher resolution, these didn't really change all that much over that time. But we as users didn't really care because at the time we were just amazed at the dynamic and live content we were finally able to see for the first time. Then later in the 1900s, LCDs started to emerge, and Bob gave a great overview of how liquid crystal displays work. This became a nice thinner alternative. These improved quickly to lead to these flat panel displays. They're lighter weight, they're a lot smaller, and we could easily hang them on the wall, put them on our lap for laptops, or even put them in our pockets for smartphones. The advancements of this low power computing in combination with the advancements in LEDs, especially with the low power lighting, really accelerated this adoption of LCDs in all sorts of applications during that time. And it really provided this unique combination of thinness, high resolution, full color, fast response time, and relatively low power compared to these old CRTs back then. So LCDs, they quickly overcame the older technology and became the winner in the displays race of the early 2000s. As LCD fabs expanded capacity, costs driven lower, all while performance was really advancing quite rapidly, and they became the go-to choice for really most display applications. But then, looking over the past 5 to 10 years, we've really started to see a lot more differentiation for display choices based on certain applications. So as Bob was describing, these macro LED boards started coming into play for billboards, large outdoor signage, indoor at stadiums, etc. But really, for longer viewing distance, it didn't matter that these LEDs were a couple millimeters apart. It still looked pretty high resolution and had some nice low power savings. E-paper displays were a big hit when e-readers first started coming out. There was a new application where the display suddenly looked phenomenal in sunlight, had a really low power draw, and while it was limited with just black and white monochrome initially, it didn't matter because it was used for books and reading applications. Additional reflective displays started showing up now more in battery-powered devices in industrial, medical applications. They started showing up recently in some outdoor consumer applications as well, where reading in the sun was very important and the reflective nature benefited those products. And then as Bob was talking about earlier, OLEDs really started making some inroads with high resolution, high contrast applications in smartphones and smartwatches like the Apple Watch as well. So today, now as product designers, we have a whole host of display technologies now we can choose from across these various applications, and we're not really just stuck with a one-size-fits-all situation anymore like we may have been 20 years ago.